Hi ladies, hi gents, Palm Springs Cindy coming to you from my office. I have a question for you guys. I have a question for my viewers, for my subscribers, for my YouTube friends. Is it okay with you if I just come on to talk and that I don't have anything profound to share with you? Because I've been home today. I slept pretty good last night. The only reason I say that is so much of my daytime is dictated by how well I sleep at night. So I woke up, I've had a great day. Great day in this sense. Let me get a little more specific. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with my new leaf blower. Don't laugh. It is so handy and it is so efficient. I used to go out on my patio and, because at night it gets windy, or certain times of the day it gets windy. And so there are always these little bougainvillea leaves floating around and the dust and so on. So I got the leaf blower. There is a skill to it. You have to really hold it down, point it down, and then sway it left and right, back and forth. And so I'm learning how to use it. I'm learning how to, and there's a pattern of leaves. So like, do I anchor, do I blow the leaves in this direction or that direction and then scoop them all up and put them in the trash? So I'm kind of learning the ins and outs of where to start blowing first, where to start blowing second, and so on. But bottom line, my pattern has been, I get up in the morning, I get my leaf blower out and I blow off my patio and I clean the dust off my patio, because I have that, that infinity window that opens all the way. So if my patio is a mess, then even when I'm in the house looking out, I feel like my total house is a mess. And I don't like that feeling. So I get up and I'm still in my nightie, let's say. I blow off and clean off my patio. Now last night, oh my gosh, you guys, last night I was so productive. I came home from swimming. And so I had my bathing suit on, but a bathing suit cover up on top of it. So my body was wet, my body was cooled down. And it was starting to get sunset. So I went out in the backyard. I ended up trimming both of my trees, about 5 or 6 bushes against my wall, packed all those leaves up. I put them in a big sheet, brought the sheet back up, dumped the sheet. I did that like 3 or 4 times, dumped the sheet full of branches and leaves. And then I hosed down my backyard. I hosed down my wall because everything's so dusty from the wind. And I figured, if I can dampen whatever leaves are left, if I can dampen the dust that's flown into my yard, then as the next little breeze comes up, the particles will be damp and they won't be floating all over the place, which proved to be true, because this morning when I woke up, my yard was pretty much intact. But I did wake up, I did get my leaf blower, and I did go out of my yard, and I like I said, I'm a little obsessed. I'm a little obsessed over my leaf blower. So I did use it this morning and, cleaned off my patio. Okay. Then, I came in the house, I fixed coffee, watched TV a little bit. Well, what I'm getting at is I had a very quiet day today. And I thought, I'm going to walk over to so-and-so's house. I'm going to introduce myself because we met at the pool. I'm going to remind her that we met, and I'll invite her over. And then I thought, no, I really don't want to do that because I'm going to have to put my best foot forward. I'm going to have to be on display, so to speak, and I didn't want to do that. And then I thought, well, I'll call so-and-so. I'll call Donna. Donna can come over. We'll have a drink together. She can bring her dogs. We can walk the dogs. And then it was like, oh, I don't want to do that because, what if Donna's already cozy and, she doesn't want to come over? Forget that. So I entertained these ideas in my head, but did nothing, acted on nothing, because I really didn't want to. But now here it is later in the evening, and I'm totally lonesome. I'm bored. I'm just, and I thought, I'll make a YouTube video, but you know what? I really don't have anything to share except myself, except my friendship, except to say, that's my day today. And is anybody else out there living in a very quiet home, enjoying their dog, watching TV, having a little cocktail? I don't know. I don't know. But this is what I do know. I am delighted to share once again Firares mini refrigerator. Now let me tell you more about this because I am loving this. First of all, it's a great size. Look at this. And look how easily I'm holding it. It's a great size. It keeps things cold or it keeps things warm. Look at the inside. It's like truly a miniature refrigerator. Is that adorable? And so I have been enjoying knowing that I can keep my makeup cool, knowing that I can put this on the front seat of my car, sort of what we call shotgun, and keep my snacks in here, keep cold drinks in here. I can keep my drink and keep it cold in here where it's insulated. The ice will stay in it. And it will be refreshing no matter where I am, no matter how many errands I have to run. I don't have to drive through it. I don't have to stop or go through a drive-through. I have not just my drink, but my snacks as well. I can keep this in my car, in the front seat, like I just mentioned. I can keep this right here in my office as it has been to be so convenient to keep my cold drinks or snacks in, or to keep my hot tea hot when it gets cooler here at night. I can also keep this out on my patio for a shortcut to be able to reach in and keep something cool and cold. I think this is very utilitarian in the sense that it just works about everywhere. It's a perfect size. It's easy to it's easy not to lug around. It's easy to carry around. And I highly recommend it. I've really enjoyed it. And as summer approaches and the weather gets more and more hot, I'm going to enjoy it more and more because there's more to a refrigerator than keeping food or drinks cold. I can keep, like I said, makeup cold. I can keep lotions cold. I can keep a wet headband cool for when I get out of an exercise class. So I just want you guys to keep that in mind. And I'm going to put information in my details below for a discount, for a website, and for more information on the Firares mini refrigerator. I just think it's adorable, and I think it's a great idea. Okay, that being said, I just got this top from Amazon. It's an off-the-shoulder, but it has this little strap right here, which I think is really cute. Just a one-shoulder strap. But this one-shoulder strap helps keep the whole shoulder issue from falling down, I'll say. And then I have my little leggings on. Very comfortable outfit. And Amazon. Like I said, I'm here tonight because I'm just, my house is too quiet. And this is kind of what I'm afraid of, you guys. I'm getting so used to living in a quiet environment that I'm getting to be like a little intolerable when the environment gets noisy. And I don't like that about myself. I don't want to be that kind of a person. I don't want to be a Karen. And so I'm second guessing the fact that my life is so contained. My life is so quiet. My life is so exactly the way I want it to run. I have no inconveniences. I have no hurdles. I can do what I want. I can go where I want and when I want. And so that sounds really nice, but is that reality? I don't know about you guys, but it kind of freaks me out. I don't know. Okay, this is what I do know. I was watching Saving Private Ryan. I watched it for the second time. And I watched it through the scene of the Normandy invasion. And after that, I turned it off. I just thought, you know what, this is too heavy. I can't handle this right now. But I got to thinking about that because, I'm a self-proclaimed World War II historian. And I watch everything I can get my hands on or eyes on when it comes to World War II. The European theater and the Pacific theater. Although I used to be more interested in the Pacific theater. Now I'm more interested in the European theater. So, okay, with that being said, I was watching the landing on Normandy, and after I turned it off, I got to thinking about the bodies, the dead American bodies laying on that beach that day. And I thought, what happens to those bodies? I know that in my mind, I knew that America was not just going to leave those young men laying on the beach, but what happens to them? What happens to the bodies? I know about dog tags, and dog tags don't go in their mouth flat. They go in their mouth up and down, and then they're crunched so that people can identify the bodies. Well, I Googled what happened to the bodies on the beaches of France after June 6th. And this is what I discovered. So interesting, you guys. And if this is too morose for you, then you need to click off because it's a very interesting story. Okay, there were a troop of soldiers, and they enlisted, and it's World War II. And so they're waiting to get their orders. And so finally they are told that they are, I think it was the 612 GR outfit. So the guys are all going, oh, the GR outfit, we're the GR outfit. And then they're like, what's the GR outfit? Well, the GR outfit is the Graves Registration Company. And the soldiers, they were like, wait a minute, I joined this war to fight, not to bury the dead. And they were up in arms, and they wanted to leave that company. And they were told, you're not leaving, and you're here, and this is your assignment. And so this Graves Registration Company, they were sent for training. They went to autopsies. They went to learn about different terrains and how most effectively to bury the dead soldiers on different types of terrain. And they had specialized conditioning training. There's actually a field manual that was written. Field Manual 1063 is its name. And let's see here. Okay, so it says, what I wrote down was the Graves Registration Company. They reached Normandy on June 6th, and there were bodies on the beach like we've seen in pictures, but there were bodies that eventually washed ashore, And there were bodies that were still in the water, stuck on vehicle and other apparatus that the graves registration company had to go down into the water and free up these bodies, and that were trapped underwater. Okay. They also had to bury, and what they were taught and what is true, they have to bury these bodies very readily for sanitation reasons and for emotional reasons. It's not, they need to find the bodies, they need to put the bodies in a central location, and then they identify the bodies. Now, they can identify the bodies through the dog tag in the mouth, or if there's no dog tag in the mouth, they take all 10 fingerprints. And with those fingerprints, those 10 fingerprints are used to identify the body. And if the fingerprints don't work, they go for the wallet, they take out photographs, they take out ID information, and so those are 3 ways that they identify the dead bodies. I said through personal effects, through rings, through wallets, through watches, through photos. And then they take all of that paraphernalia, the fingerprints, the dog tags, the personal effects, and they send that to the quartermaster depot in Kansas City. Now, Kansas City takes control of the information from there and sends out letters to the families of the fallen soldiers. Let's see here. Okay, I have written down here that there are 2 stages to recover fallen bodies. The first stage is removal from where they had actually fallen, from where they had actually dropped dead. I hate to say it like that. And then they found the bodies, and then the second stage was to take them to collection points. And from there, the graves recovery troop took over. So in the heat of battle, like when you think of the Omaha Beach, June 6th, Normandy, where basically was when the beginning of the war, when the beginning of winning the war happened, when we were able to get boots on the ground in Germany and in Europe at that point, eventually Germany. The Germans never thought we would attempt to land boots on the ground in those beaches along the coastline of France in that particular area. So when we did, and when it was such horrible weather, actually, Omaha Beach was the worst casualties. The other points of landing did not suffer nearly the casualties that Omaha Beach suffered. But with that being said, if you've seen Saving Private Ryan and other archives of World War II when it comes to Omaha Beach on June 6th, you know how horrific of a scene that was. So after watching the movie, I did think, what happened? What happens to those bodies? Those men are someone's sons, someone's husbands, someone's fathers, and even more, they are winners of our freedom. So the bodies were handled with respect, and there is a protocol for handling the fallen soldiers. So anyway, I just thought that was very interesting, and that is our factoid for tonight. You guys, thank you for being with me. It was, it's my pleasure to spend time with you guys. I don't know what I would do with I don't know what I would do without you. All right, P.S. I love all of you. Mwah. Until our next conversation.